People are actually starting to use the B word, bubble, to describe Canada's hottest housing markets. There are even calls for levels of government to do something. Now, with more on this and the rest of the week's housing market headlines, Monte Burris from Trust Realty Keller Williams joins us now from Toronto. Monte, good to see you.
Hi, Scott. Good to be here.
Okay, so I'm sure that among real estate agents, they say that bubbles are for bathtubs and kids. Is there a worry out there about what's going on?
Well, you know, bubble's a loaded word, and I don't think it's one that's commonly used among real estate agents for sure. We do know that, like all markets, there are ups and downs. Things do go in cycles. We are in an extended up cycle. There's no question about that, at least in Vancouver and in Toronto. And like all cycles, there are going to be shifts. And the question is what are going to trigger those shifts?
Now, what do you think has to be done for those markets, if anything?
Well, another loaded question. I'm not a big fan of government intervention in things. I certainly don't want any more hurdles put in the way from young families being able to purchase their first home. I think that the government has to step in and start understanding what's going on with respect to foreign ownership. They are not doing anything in terms of understanding that market and how it's affecting us. So I think that's the first metric we need to try to define. And then the other thing is that, you know, it's basic supply and demand here. What's going to give here? Is it going to be the supply, or is it going to be the demand in order to change this market significantly?
Now, the government has already moved. I mean, the federal government, moving on down payments for homes priced between $500,000 and $1 million. Has that worked?
No, not significantly. I mean, I think it's fantastic in that what it's doing is it's preventing people who probably shouldn't be homeowners from becoming homeowners if they don't either have the down payment or have the necessary means to support that debt load. Then they shouldn't be homeowners, and they should save until they are. So that's a good thing, absolutely. But this really isn't having an effect on the marketplace. I know that, for example, in Toronto, what's going on here is you've got four key things that are affecting the Toronto market. And that is this massive green belt we've put around the city, restricting growth and development, dramatic densification going on in the downtown core. So they're building skyscrapers, they're not building family homes. Ultra low interest rates, massive transfer of wealth from the baby boomer generation to this generation, and then 100,000 plus new people moving into the city every year. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, you combine all of those factors and you've got the makeup, or all the ingredients for the makeup of a 16-year-long run, Scott.
That's a pretty long one indeed. Monte Burris from Trust Realty Keller Williams. Thank you very much.
My pleasure, Scott.